So this today's session is basically a panel discussion on the career prospects in information and technology. So as part of this, so we want to clarify the doubts and clarify the things which many of the parents and the students have in their minds related to this particular branch of engineering, which is information and technology. So though many of us are aware that this branch has been existing since very long, so related to the career prospects, okay, and I see that many of these parents and students, mostly I think they are in a state of confusion related to what is IT particularly about or information technology particularly about. So for that reason, we have roped in a few industry experts and and few of our alumni students to give their insights into this information and technology. Since they have been into the practical world after their education, I think they will be in a better position to give you their perception about information and technology and how it is going to be helpful in your careers. Okay, so today we have with us Mr. Subramaniam Kolluri. So he is the engineering manager at Accenture, and he is application development and Azure Cloud Solutions architect. So he has previously worked in software development engineer in Cognizant and consultant for Microsoft Global Delivery. He has got many certifications as Microsoft specialist in Azure.NET and cloud platform. So he has got many awards as Microsoft Peak Performer. I welcome you, Mr. Subramaniam.
Thank you, Sudha. It's an honor to be here.
Yeah. Next, we have on the panel Mr. Srikanth, who is the director and CEO of Red Matter Tech for development of e-commerce. And he is the applications and is the founder of Dabbler, which deals with event management activities. Welcome, Mr. Srikanth.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
Yeah. Next, we have on this panel discussion Mr. Palur Venkat Pramod. So he is one of our alumni. So he is a service delivery manager at Capgemini and operations leader for the practice specialties channel insights. So he has graduated his master's in business management from Satyasai Institute of Higher Learning. He holds recognitions from prestigious universities like the Harvard University of Cambridge for the Connected Managers and Valued Leaders programs, among the others. So he has won many appreciations and awards, and he is the chief of which includes writing the Best Project Award at JNTH Hyderabad across all the branches for creating a monitoring robot capable of easy monitoring using a mobile phone, which is actually done in our college itself, that is VNR Vignan Jyoti Institute of Engineering and Technology. So I welcome you, Mr. Pramod.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Glad to be here.
So next we have in this panel discussion Aravind also, who is one of our alumni, and he is also a senior consultant at Deloitte, and he is a Oracle certified payroll implementation specialist. So he is also a machine learner researcher. He has got many publications and collaborations with our faculty and with Jordan University of Texas. I regret to say that today he may not be joining us because he's not well. Okay, so next we have Supraja. I think she's from Amazon, and she's one of our students of VNR who will be just talking probably towards the end. Supraja?
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome, Supraja.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, next we have also Nikhil Raja Reddy, who is also a student, and he's also placed in Amazon. So he is also placed with both Supraja and Raja Reddy both are placed in Amazon with 32 lakhs per annum CTC package. So we'll be these two students will be sharing their experience also towards the end of the session. So welcome, Nikhil.
Thanks.
Nikhil, are you there?
Yeah, I am. Thank you.
Welcome. So before we start hearing out from the experts, I would like to request the head of the department, Mr. Suresh Reddy sir, who has a vast amount of experience with the branch, to give a little bit of insight into the department of VNR Vignan Jyoti Institute of Engineering and Technology, especially related to the career prospects in information and technology. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Welcome all the experts today who are going to join with me along with Kanti Sudha and our coordinator Sushmita, Nishita, and my senior faculty and colleagues of the IT department. And I welcome Mr. Subramaniam Kolluri and Mr. Srikanth, Mr. Pramod, and then Arvind, who is supposed to join later, and then Supraja, Pritik, and Nikhil Rajareddy. So I welcome all for this webinar, Career Prospects of IT Department. So I take this opportunity to introduce the department. The department was established in the year 1997 with the UG program known as Information Technology, started with an intake of 60. Then you can see the milestones over here. In 2008, it is first time it has been accredited by NBA, National Board of Accreditation. Then in 2012, we got the UGC autonomous for 10 years for the institute. Then we have started MTech CNIS program in the year 2013. Then in the year 2015, we have got the ISO certified. In 2016, again, we have reaccredited the NBA for the second time or for the third time. Okay. Then in 2017, again, our intake has been increased from 60 to 180. Then later, we have got the NAC A++ grade in 2018 institute level. And then again, extended NBA was done in the 2019, in the year 2019. And in the year 2020, we got QS iGauge diamond rated for institute. So these are all milestones of the institute and the department. So I think the parents and the students who have been joined, I welcome them all for this webinar. And I'm just sharing the some highlights of the department. So strength of the faculty in the department, we are in total 43 faculty. Out of that, 11 are PhD, 26 are in various stages of pursuing their PhD in reputed organizations. Faculty with MTech, we have 6, and we have completed the major research project 7, ongoing projects are 3, and we have conducted international conferences in year 2019, 20, 21, 3 we have completed. The faculty expertise in various areas like bioinformatics, image processing, machine learning, data mining, text mining, cloud computing, network and information security, cyber security, algorithm and computation theory, deep learning, NLP, data analytics, artificial intelligence, and Internet of Things. These are some of the faculty expert areas. So coming to the infrastructure and learning resources, in total we have academic laboratories 13. Out of that, we have a research laboratory in particularly computer networks and information security. Apart from that, we have classrooms, UG classrooms 12, PG classrooms 1, tutorial rooms 1, and seminar halls 1. So the curricular aspects, coming back to the curricular aspects, the flexibility to modify the curriculum, that is the autonomous, the grade what we have is the autonomous. So we have flexibility to modify the curriculum. And internal and external assessment is like internal is 40%, external is 60%. We have open electives. Apart from that, we have credit distribution among all core competencies. You can see in the right side the diagram, the academic flexibility. Basic sciences, it occupies 22%, humanities and sciences and management 10%, and engineering sciences 21%, professional core courses 60%, professional elective courses 19%, open electives 12%, and projects 15%. So this is the summation of all together we have 100% the subjects what we cover in the information technology. So speaking about the curricular enrichment, we have open electives, content beyond the syllabus, course-based projects, soft skills, training, etc., etc. I'll come back to the training and certifications courses separately. I would like to talk. Transition from input-based education to outcome-based education. Expert lectures from industry and academia. We have MOUs with various industries. Basically, we take the help and they deliver some good guest lectures, seminars, FDPs, workshops, etc. So we have something known as engineering in mirror and domain engineering. Basically, these are offered for first year and third year students. So we offer internship and weekend projects. Apart from that, we have certification programs in the second year level, first semester, and second year, second semester, third year, first semester, and third year, second semester. We offer various training programs and certification courses on mezzanine technologies. I mean to say, frontier technologies like AI, ML, cybersecurity, deep learning, data analytics, blockchain, AR, VR, IoT, etc. So These are all where we expertise and we give certification and training programs for the students. So coming back to the professional learning, basically we start with first years. The coding skills are being, we will induct coding skills for first year onwards. So basically we share some platforms like HackerRanker, CodeChef, Codeforces, InterviewBit, LeetCode, Spoj. These are all various coding platforms where we start our first years to take up these things, and we make them to practice till the third year, and later they will definitely go for placement activities. So to make them placement ready, we offer certification courses like from Udemy, edX, NPTEL, Coursera. Apart from that, we offer certification courses in Python programming, machine learning, mean stack, mobile apps, data science, cybersecurity, network security, AR, VR. So in these all, even we are offering basically for second years and third years in their second year first sem, second year second sem, third year first sem, third year second. So every student will complete at least 4 certification courses, and then we'll make them ready with coding skills, and we also make them to participate in hackathons. Then we make them to participate in internships on campus and remote internships, and make them ready for the placements. So coming back to the department major achievements, we like to focus on projects. Particularly, we have good faculty with research blended. The senior faculty like Mangataru Madam, D. Srinivas Rao, Madhu, Radhakrishna Sir, Rajesh Sir, like on. So we have senior faculty, Sheshikumari. So professors, associate professors, assistant professors, all integratedly we work, and we have produced a good number of projects which we have handed over to AICT, DRDO, UGC, and the JNTU HTechU projects, so worth of 55 lakhs in total. And our strength basically lies on publishing the papers. All our faculty, all 43 faculty involved publishing in publications. Particularly, we published more than 450 publications. Out of that, 249 are Scopus and Web of Science indexed. And faculty members with high H and I10 index, that's the recognition of faculty publishing good quality papers. And most of our senior faculty are reviewers for various journals, particularly indexing journals like Thomson Reuters, SSAI, SSCI, indexed, etc. So faculty expertise and certified in various technologies like D. Srinivas Rao Garu and Madhu Garu from IT department, Mangataru Madam, Sheshikumari Madam, and then Sushmita Madam, all they underwent various certification courses in AIML from IIIT Hyderabad and AIML from Emeritus Columbia University, Advanced Java Programming from ServiceNow, Mr. Jalendar and Sarita Menton, Mezzanine Technologies from Coursera, all faculty, almost all, at least 3 to 4 different mezzanine technologies they have learned, and they are now expertise in AIML, deep learning, cybersecurity, IoT, blockchain, etc. Okay, so we are also offering various certificates, as I said. So coming back to the research at IT department for this academic year, I want to project over 48 papers we have published. Out of that, 43 are Scopus index, and 3 are Science Citation Index, and 11 are Web of Science papers. So all are good indexed papers. Apart from that, we have published journal publications 20, book chapters 9, conferences 19, summation together it is 48. Number of patents applied are 6. Number of patents granted, particularly Radhakrishna, who is leading the research wing, he has been granted among with other 5 faculty among the department, myself, Mangataru, Rajesh, Shravan Kiran, etc. We published, filed, published, and granted 1 patent. And a few other faculty like Pawan, Himabindu, Shravanti, Subbareddy, Sudhakar Yadav, A. Srinivas Rao Garu, we also have filed some 5 to 6 patents. Okay, so apart from that, a total project proposals applied this year, it costs more than 117 lakhs, which we applied to various funding agencies with the capability of taking the funding. We have already completed 54 lakhs and we are expecting more in the coming years. Out of this applied, we may get at least 10% of the projects. Okay, so 8 IT faculty are technically session chairs in. They have contributed the various technical aspects of the International Conference on Data Science, E-Learning and Information Systems 2020 and 2021. That is known as Data 2021, held at the Petra, Jordan in the month of April 2021. And apart from that, we have also conducted 2 conferences, ICR, International Conference in 20 and 21, and 6 of the faculty have been chaired the sessions, and the major contribution was from Radhakrishna, who has particularly inducted these 2 conferences with collaborations with various universities. So just now I have spoken about the applied projects. Dr. G. Madhu, Dr. D. Srinivas Rao, Dr. G. Rajesh, Dr. Y. Usharani applied a sum of 117 lakhs projects to various funding agencies. So coming back to the visit, international visits, basically where the faculty go for conference proceedings. They go over there and speak, and they publish the proceedings of these publications in various countries. Particularly myself, I went to Europe for Hughes University for publication of my research paper, where it has been granted the best paper through ACM. It is organized by ACM. Okay. Similarly, Dr. G. Madhu has received best paper in Moscow National Research University. Publication was Elsevier publication. Similarly, Dr. N. Mangatayaru, Mr. G. Rajesh Kumar visited Kammersburg's University, and they have organized, which is organized by ACM, and they have published good papers, and they got best paper awards. So other faculty like Radhakrishna has been contributed a lot for these kind of visits of the faculty. So apart from publishing by the faculty, the students also participate in our research contribution. Arvind, who is working in Deloitte, has been our alumni, and from last 4 years is collaborating with faculty, Dr. V. Radhakrishna and Rajesh, and he has done wonders. He has published 5-6 papers with the Scopus and a few papers in SCI. Apart from that, we have international collaborations with Jordan University, a senior ACM member Shadi, and we have Raman Chu, who is the full-time professor at University of Texas. And we have some other consultancy with Shruti Reddy, who is also our alumni from TCS. So now coming back to the focus on the placements, what are the achievements we have done? So if you take the latest, see till 2019-20, we are the outgoing batch is only 60 intake. Now from 2017, the intake was 180. They have been graduated in 2021. You can see 208 students who have been enrolled. Out of that, those who got above 70% were eligible, 165 students. And total number of offers they got is 325. Single offers more than 150. Multiple offers 175. So the percentage of placement is more than 91%, and the remaining students they opted for higher studies. So you can see the graph over there. It has been slowly increased from 16-17 to 17-18 to 18-19 and 19-20 to 20-21. We have formed the best with more than 90% of placements. So coming back to the statistics, see the highest packages what we have been offered to our students. You can see over there 31.5 lakhs is the best offer given to a student in the Amazon software engineer or software development engineer with 32 lakhs of package. Apart from that, the other 3 students have got this offer, and other 2 students got Amazon data engineer with 28 lakhs. Amazon support engineer with 18.90 lakhs, 2 students. Amazon AWS platform, 1 student got 19. ServiceNow 23 lakhs for 3 students. And similarly, JP Morgan Chase 14 lakhs plus for 5 students. So you can see the summary. Total number of companies visited 64, and total number of offers what we have taken is 325 with the highest package of around 32 lakhs and average pack of 7 lakhs per annum. So currently, you can I would like to specify over here. Currently, third year, those who are in third year, the internship along with placement activities has been started, and now 17 third year second sem students have been placed. They are not even promoted for fourth year now. In the third year second sem itself, they got internship with a package of 14 lakhs per annum in ADP, Acolyte, and Emantic Solutions. So these are the various companies whom they have offered the packages. More than 17 students got the internship placement so far for 21-22 placements. So you can see the MOUs what we entered and the understanding between the industry and academia of VNR VJIT IT department. Particularly, we have enrolled MOU with TCS, Infosys, Oracle, Amroads, Brainovision, AVR, Technosoft, RGV Technologies, Task, Brainovision, etc. So there are so many companies apart from that ITversity. Okay, so these industries help us in conducting webinars, guest lectures, FDPs, and even some conferences. They come forward for sponsoring, etc. So the internships offered so far are 71 certifications offered for all students. At least 4 certification courses we offer. So that is led by Mr. Murli Mohan sir, who is the senior faculty who has good experience of 20 plus years in the industry. Is been nominated for that to lead these internship and certification courses. So I clearly said 10% of the students always prefer for higher education apart from 90% of the placement. So out of that, the students majorly they will go for California universities, Texas University, Georgia State University. You name the university, top 100 universities our students are there. So you can see the participation of hackathons, the winners. So our team has won at JNTU-H first prize in AI hackathon in the year 2020. And similarly, Swiss hackathon, they participated and they have won more than 15,000 worth of prize in various hackathons. So just a glimpse of industrial visits. Not only we inculcate the academia, so we focus them the all-round development. Basically, we take them to the industries. You can see over there, left-hand side and right-hand side. So we have visit to Incois, we have visit to Scient, we have visit to Incois, we have visit to TCS, we have visit to Coca-Cola company. So these are all we normally see that every semester they visit one industry and they see the process of automation, how it is being done, and they learn and they try to disseminate the same knowledge for their projects. So there are good achievements of the students for various activities like coding contest. Yarlagadda Deepa has won in 2021 the coding contest with a good prize money. C. Anjani, Sunil and Lashita, they have worked under Dr. N. Mangatairu Madam for decision support system, social impact project. And V. Lalit Sai Vardhan worked under Dr. G. Madhu for detection of malaria parasite from microscopic images. Similarly, under Dr. D. Srinivas Rao, the few students Rahul, Naveen, Aftab has worked for automatic healthcare chatbot, which we are now going to install in various health domain these things in hospitals. And then G. Sharanya, she has developed a tailoring application for Microsoft. Arvind Cheru, so automation of land survey he has done for Google app. So Mohammad Arshad, cardless ATM simulation for JP Morgan Chase. And like on, we have won some hackathons. We are the winners of JHub Healthcare from IT in the year 2020. So broadly, we have some startups. So you can see now the one of the, can you go back? Go back. Yeah, see startups. See Ashwita Reddy, Srikanth now, who is one of our today's speaker, who is going to speak is Mr. Srikanth, founder of Red Matter Technologies, development of e-commerce applications, founder of Dabbler, and C. Ashwita Reddy, co-founder and director of Level. So these three students, V. Siddharth, founder of Gluck, so they have been very active in their college time, in particularly in third and final year, and then they have not gone for any placements. They directly went for taking up the entrepreneurship, and they have started their own startups. I think you can we will hear from Srikanth soon after my speech. Okay, next. So ACM student chapters again led by Murli Mohan and Sudhakar Yadav. So we have conducted a lot of events, technical events from the ACM student chapter. This was inaugurated 3 years back by the ACM. This one. So for that, our Dr. V. Radhakrishna, who is one of the senior ACM member, helped us to start this student chapter, and under the leadership of Mr. Murli Mohan and Sudhakar Yadav, now we are conducting a lot of activities where students will expose their talents in terms of publications, in terms of they'll conduct webinars, seminars to the students community. So this is a good chapter. It is doing good, wonderful activities for students. Okay. So apart from regular academic and this one, we have some club activities also. So definitely there are various club activities like VJ Theatre, Short Film Club, Creative Arts, Fine Art and Sketching, Crescendo Music Club, Live Wire Dance Club, Telugu Sahiti Vanam, Dramatics Club, then we have Nitya Tarang, then Scintillate Club, Centaurian Club. So there are various clubs. The students can participate among these clubs for their growth, not only academic growth, all-round personality they can develop by enrolling to one of these clubs. Okay. So coming to these sports, particularly we are, I think we have Dr. Sri Ramagaru, who makes our students very active towards not only academic wise we are doing, but we are also making them physically fit. And our students have won so many medals in basketball, cricket, taekwondo, long tennis, so many certificates and awards we have won in 17, 18, 19, and 20. So apart from that, we have our students participate in various green initiatives, outreach activities like Swachh Bharat, anti-drug campaign, eco-friendly Ganesh idols, jute bag distribution. So we normally, our few faculty will visit various schools, educate them. They'll tell about the various IT performance. For example, I can take awareness on cybercrime, how to use the UPI. So how to, these type of education we normally give to all nearby villages. They will be learned how to use the computer, etc. So now I'll hand over to Kanti Sudha Madam for the question and answers. This is important. Before we go for question and answers, I think we'll take up the expert advisors how to go, but over to you, Kanti Sudha Madam.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So very concise way you have put in all the highlights of your department, and I think the parents and the students also are able to see from the presentation that how the department ensures that there is an overall development of the student in every way possible. Okay, so any doubts, I think the parents can put forth their questions. Sir will be there throughout the panel discussion. So we'll take it at the end. So before that, let us hear to the experts who have come to our panel discussion today. So first I would like to open with Subramaniam sir. So Subramaniam is engineering manager at Accenture. Sir, I would like to know what is the significance of academics, since I see that you have a lot of certifications which you have done, and how is it playing a major role basically in getting a good career or a good job prospects actually.
Yeah.
So can you emphasize on that?
Sure, Sudha ma'am. Thanks. And thanks, Suresh, for the great introduction. Really felt proud looking at what the IT department has been achieved and progressed over the years. You know, we being 2008 pass outs and still being associated with the college in various ways. That's a really good presentation. It felt
Thank you.
a proud moment. Thank you for that. Yeah, so to be precise on the topic of the role of academics, I always insisted that amongst my friends and peers also academics play a very major role, and most of the times the college or the department and the faculty play a major role in putting that idea into the minds of students, that why is academics and why is that those numbers matter a lot. And they have to be very practical, and luckily, I would say at my point of time and over a period of time as Board of Studies member recently, I've seen that inclination from lecturers and professors is always good. And one of the classic examples from my batch is one of the guys who wanted to get into a premier institute, and he had all the capabilities, but a little negligence in academics, losing out on it. So such things, when you practically understand, let the students know, take the next generation, you make them realize, academics play a major role in deciding, a premier institute versus a good institute. So I always insisted, things that cannot be corrected at a later point of time, we should concentrate more, and that inclination in our minds is really something that I've learned from. If I have to specifically take a name, Manga Tayadru madam was one of the pioneers who insisted that kind of an attitude in our batch. And what that meant is, compared to your competitive exams, which you can probably repeat or take another attempt, academics are something you can't take another shot. So you get a certain level of percentage, you can't correct it later on. So that insistence, that focus from the department, I always loved it, and it helped me a lot. And I am proud that I have got good marks in that regard, and really say that it's a very important factor to let the industry know that I am pretty serious about the role I am taking in. Your number speaks that I can concentrate well, I can take up challenges, and these numbers do not come easy, and that's what I am capable of. So in short, that is a really valuable thing to add to your resume. Any specific question I can take, but that is my experience over a period of time with VNR and my personal life and career as well.
Yeah, thank you, Subramaniam, sir. So it was a very good thing which you have put it in a very casual way, whatever you have experienced in the college, as well as how the students should be alert on with respect to academics and things. So next, I would like to go to Shrikant. So since he's a director and CEO of 2 companies which he has started, so I would like to listen from him related to how his journey had been, related to how he has landed up as being an entrepreneur, and some insights on that, Mr. Shrikant.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, Suresh sir, for giving me this opportunity. So me and Subramaniam are actually from the same batch, and we have, though we are the bestest of friends, we have a completely different approach to how we had approached engineering. Subramaniam was the person who, in fact, made sure that our entire batch was upon academics. But in retrospect, what I see from the college is that the college has provided me a huge opportunity in terms of multiple different avenues in which I can explore myself. And I think while I was in college, I also did not understand the importance of these. But when I compare myself with other students of other colleges, and in fact, I had gone ahead to do my higher education. I did my MBA from MICA in Ahmedabad, and I could compare students across the country. And we also had certain students from our college in my PG, and I could see the clear difference between a VNR student and other students, especially from my peers of other engineering colleges in Hyderabad. VNR provides the best facilities in terms of infrastructure, sports, extracurricular, for you to exactly explore other avenues other than just academics. Like Subramaniam said, there is a strong focus on academics, which has always brought people back to ground. But at the same time, they also give you the proper pedestal to explore different avenues. And in fact, Suresh sir and the whole faculty has been very instrumental in seeding this entrepreneurial thought in me right from college itself. Manga Tayadru ma'am especially had encouraged a lot of projects which were, not really conventional, but that was, I would say, a seed for one of my entrepreneurial journeys. So this college, I can clearly say that, the kind of facilities, the kind of opportunities are immense. It's up to the student to make sure that they are making the most of it. At the end of the day, the facilities are available for everybody, but if you do not make use of it, it's your loss.
Yeah, thank you, Shrikant. Thank you for saying that your seed of thought has originated from VNR, and hope many of the students from VNR actually have become entrepreneurs. We do have an active entrepreneurship cell also, which do encourage students on that basis. Very nice to hear from you, Shrikant, on that basis. So next, I'd like to proceed with Pramod, who is a service delivery manager now and a brand launch specialist. So Pramod, can we hear from you? How was your experience? And especially, I would like to know how your overall development has helped you in your career, because I see that you have got a lot of awards, and also you are judged as the best project award, and also you are connected managers, valued leaders, Harvard University. So a lot of good things to hear and great things to hear from you. So just an emphasis on that, how your ECA or CCA activities in the college help you in your career, and a little bit about that. Pramod.
Sure. Thank you so much for the introduction, and thank you so much for bringing us to this forum. This is really wonderful, and I definitely do attribute my personal shaping as well as my career growth to the college. The year that I joined in is when Suresh Reddy sir became HOD, so that was a momentous time, and personally, I felt that he inspired everybody, the students, the teachers, my seniors, the other two brothers that they spoke, Mr. Subramaniam and Mr. Shrikant. The both of them are my seniors. My sister actually studied in their batch. So yeah, a lot of people from my family have studied in our college, and I can personally vouch that apart from an excellent curriculum and education system, the college has a lot of avenues where an all-round development can be sought out. So I've literally discovered myself. I've found out my strengths, my weaknesses, where I lack. I've made mistakes and I've lost a few times. But the college provided such a nurturing and a comfortable environment where I could dust off and get up and then succeed further. So we have wonderful, opportunities, and I believe that's where I learned my competitive edge. I wanted to do this. This is a wonderful opportunity. Then I turn around and I see another wonderful opportunity. I want to do that also. So I was doing a lot of things while I was there in my college. Uh, I was the student representative. I was a student member from the student council. I was the placements coordinator. I was the head of the dramatics club. I was also part of the Stentorian club. Uh, Literally, you did not have one place which restricted you. So that sort of opened my mind to a lot of opportunities and sort of made me take initiative. And personally, at this point of my career, I believe initiative is the most important thing you can learn. When I started my career, I started as a HR, and we used to literally conduct interviews where I select or reject a person within 1 minute. Literally, not even a 1 minute. So within that 1 minute, if the candidate is able to demonstrate that the person has that initiative, that person gets selected. And even now, when right now I have candidates interviewed, so I am the third panel right now in our interview process. So that is the key attribute that I look for, and that definitely is something that I was able to develop and nurture while at the college, and the various avenues. And I kid you not, literally you have a gold mine that is available. And I'm not just saying that because this is my university. I'm proud of it. I am. But you really have those many opportunities, and the faculty are so wonderful that they will guide you very carefully. They are not just teachers in a classroom who will finish your chapter and then tell you to go. They are mentors, model mentors, I should say. They've personally mentored me so many times. Suresh Reddy sir has done that. Mangatairu madam has done that. I can literally list out all the opportunities when they've sat me down and they've told me, I am not very academic in nature. I have a pathetic handwriting. I'm sure my sirs and madams will remember. So I don't get much marks. However, they made sure that that never made me feel bad, and they always made sure that I was encouraged and I was able to apply myself in practicals. And that is when I found the joy, and that's what led me to become that active and participate everywhere and apply myself. And today, in today's world, anybody who's interviewing anybody is looking to deploy that person that very moment. No grace period, no time to train and learn and stuff. You need to be deployed as of today. So that application and that initiative is what makes you successful. That's what I've noticed, and I'm sure my peers will agree. And that is something that you can definitely learn from the university, whether you want to or not. That's the best part of it. So thanks a lot. Thanks again
Yeah.
for providing that opportunity for me.
Yeah. Thank you, Pramod. So it was indeed very good hearing from you. And as Pramod was saying, we have very active student clubs wherein you can join any club and excel, and you can take up your hobbies with pure passion. So along with your academics, you can do a lot of parallel work around in the college depending on what your interest is. Thank you,
I
Pramod.
forgot to
Yeah.
add a point. Can I add it? Do we
Yeah,
have
yeah,
it?
sure, sure. Please go
So
ahead.
apart from cultural clubs that we have, dance, drama, and all of these, we also are encouraged to have academic clubs like VGlugs or open software clubs and stuff like that. And I think my batch was when the internship thing started. So I don't know whether that started officially, but our batch was when four students were selected to work with the government to create a portal for them. So there are a lot of other opportunities where it is fun as in a club, but also gives you an added weightage to your resume, as well as gives you a flavor of perspective. So that's definitely an additional bonus that we get. So forgot to mention that. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Pramod. Yes. So what Pramod was saying was true. So many of our faculty have been working on a lot of research projects and consultancy projects wherein they keep involving the students at various levels. So due to this, the resume of the student also gets stronger, and by the time he's going out of the college for placement, so he's almost like industry ready. So he has given a lot of exposure through various opportunities. So that is what I guess Pramod also was driving the point to. So next we'll go to Arvind. Arvind has joined, I guess. Arvind?
Yes, I joined, madam.
Yeah, yeah. Arvind, welcome, Arvind. So, in spite of not being well, you have joined. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for being so committed to your thing, whatever you have assured us for this panel discussion. So, Arvind is a senior consultant at Deloitte, and he's also what you call our student of VNR. And he was quite in news when he has published a patent also during the COVID time. So I would like to hear it out directly from Aravind. So how was your experience with VNR, and what can you say about the career prospects in information and technology?
Sure. First of all, thank you for this opportunity. Definitely, I want to congratulate all the students and parents who are planning to join VNR Vijayite, especially in information technology. You guys have made a right choice, and I'm pretty confident that you will have a successful and bright future joining at VNR. Coming to the information technology, well, I am more recent compared to my seniors over here. I have been closely associated with the department over these 5 years. I was working on multiple research projects, and also, like, I'm still in association with the faculty members working on multiple research projects. Our latest innovation was to detect COVID-19 using a help of chest X-ray and novel machine learning algorithms. We are in process of patenting it. So definitely, this association will take you to new heights, and also uh, the more you invest with and the more you associate with the department over the 4 years that you're going to study, it's going to be much fruitful. And coming to the professional experience, VNR is definitely a brand. I am associated with Deloitte for 5 years now, and definitely VNR is a brand there. People recognize the college. We have a lot of alumni working there. There is a new network we have built there. There are around 250 VNR alumni who are working in Deloitte. So there are people from partner level to analyst level who are working there. So definitely, the VNR brand will help you to reach new heights.
Thank you, Arvind. Thank you for putting those words. So next, we'd like to hear from our alumni who have joined. Those who are not alumni, our present students actually. So Supraja, Hrithik, and Nikhil, those who have actually got the highest pay package, that is 32 lakhs per annum. So I would like to hear out their inputs. How was it getting this highest package, and what do you think has helped you in achieving this? Supraja, let us start with Supraja first.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. So I was placed in Amazon as SDE, and I would like to share my experience at VNR. So, like, I had a really tremendous learning journey throughout my BTech in IT department. So, if I would like to talk about the department, the unique thing which our branch offers is the certifications, as Sir mentioned. So nowadays, like if we go for a placements, like the company really look for the outstanding performance and the unique thing in you. So like the certifications which were provided in our college were really helpful, and apart from academics, like our faculty really strive hard to provide like various advanced courses as well. So as Sir mentioned, like we used to have many HackerRank, CodeChef platforms, even from second year itself. So from second year, from third year and 2 years, like we were completely industrial ready by 3-2. And this was a major thing which our department provides us. And like I can definitely say that the department will provide a very strong foundation for the students. And it is up to the students and how they utilize it, but I can promise that they will have a very strong foundation which will be offered by our department, and later like we can build on it based on our experiences, right? So the basic foundation is really very important. And I can also say that the environment in our department is the faculty were really amazing, and they always support us in whatever we do. The support in academics, the support in coding skills, and support in whatever, like what exactly the industry wants, exactly the industry expects. And we also have an environment on working on different real-time projects. So we like I, Hrithik, and Nikhil, we worked on various projects, so which were really useful when we go for a placement. So yeah, I can say that like I can definitely say that you need not worry into join in IT department, and it has really a very like after joining as well. So the certifications which they provide, right? So not only for placement, even after joining the company, they're really useful. So I have done 6 months internship. I have completed my 6 months internship in Amazon, and they are really useful after joining also. Like the people are recognizing that we are now students. So I can really proudly say that you need not worry about joining in IT department, and the faculty are really supporting. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah. Thank you, Supraja. Thank you for giving your words on that. So let us hear from Hrithik also. Hrithik, are you there?
Yeah, ma'am.
Hrithik, since I think Supraja has talked a lot about the department, I would like to just ask you one thing. So what do you think actually gave you an advantage, or how did you think, what was the key point which helped you get that highest pay package?
That's the main point that I was to talk about. The main point, the main thing that our department has given is me, the certifications and projects. Without those certifications and projects, without that knowledge, like we can't sit for that much big package and for Amazon. So like it plays a major role in my life to get into the Amazon. The various certifications, the certifications is not only on the one kind of the certifications will be on various technologies which help us to withstand in the current world situation, to compete with the current world situation, such as web development, Android app development, machine learning, various novel techniques on machine learning. The certifications are on varied kind of types. So like Yeah, it's a major point that our department ensures that each and every student receives a wonderful certification, so that they will compulsorily helpful in getting a nice placement in the future. And our department ensures that like they will not pressure us on the end of at the peak of the time. Like the certifications will be beginning at the end of the first year itself. Like we have got into the Python certificated at the end of the first year, so they will ensure to like they will ensure sequential growth, not to the not they will not take us to the peak point of time.
Yeah. Thank you,
Thanks.
Hrithik. Thank you on that. So next we'll like to hear from Nikhil also. So Nikhil, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, Nikhil. So one question which I would like to ask you. So how do you think you are able to sustain the pressure or the peer pressure from CSE related students and your IT students? So I know it's a tricky question, but I would like to hear that from you.
Yeah, there is definitely a competition. I can say there is a healthy competition between the CSE and IT. So many people they just confuse between CSE and IT. There, at least in our college, what I observed is there is a healthy competition. Say it is in placements, say it is in projects, in academics, or whatever. There is a good, healthy competition here. And as sir told, and as my peers were telling, it's the weekend trainings, the Saturday trainings we undergone. I mean, first I started with the competitive programming in C++. So from being zero, we were associated with the department is associated with the being zero team. It's a code they teach advanced code. Sorry, advanced coding skills, and I'm really happy with that. And after that, in every semester we learn new technologies. Like I also learned cybersecurity as part of that, and mean stack development. So all these help, and I can say that it's not only pushing people into companies, pushing students into companies. I personally feel that they should be given enough enough knowledge to survive there, to excel there. So I feel that three of us joined Amazon as an intern, as an SD intern, and all of us got a full-time offer. So that itself shows how well we are prepared. It's not only getting into the company and also surviving there. So that
Yeah.
the course has definitely helped.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Nikhil. Thank you on that perspective.
Thank you.
Thanks to all the members in the panel, Suresh Reddy sir, Subramaniam sir, Shrikant, Pramod, and Arvind also for joining this platform. So I would just like to ask the parents and the students if they would like to put forth any questions. Yeah, Seshagiri Veeram, please, sir, you can unmute yourself and ask the questions.
Hi, thanks everyone. I have a couple of questions. I'm actually not from engineering background. I'm like a commerce background. I'm a father of a student who's planning to get admission of engineering. So I heard there are data science, machine learning, or artificial intelligence and machine learning. The specialized computer science engineering courses have been very recently, last year or before that. Many of the engineering colleges in Hyderabad has started providing this, compared to the computer science engineering general versus CSE AIML versus CSE data science, CSE cyber security, etc. So if someone can help me to understand what exactly the main differences between AIML versus data science or general computer science, that is one thing. And the second question I have is, I'm sorry if I'm taking time. What is the criteria? What is the criteria for seat allotment for category B or management seats? Is it JEE mains or is any separate examination?
Yeah.
That is the
I'll
question.
clarify. Since I'm the admissions coordinator, I'll clarify on your second question later. First, let us hear out from either Suresh Reddy sir or Mangatayar ma'am related to the question. Sir, are you there? Suresh Reddy sir.
Yeah, I'll answer that. See, the late till 2020, it was only computer science engineering and information technology. Later in 2020, it has been introduced with the new courses like computer science engineering, specialization in AML, computer science engineering, specialization in data science, computer science engineering, specialization in cybersecurity, and computer science engineering, specialization in IoT. These are the 4 new courses which has rolled out in the last year. So coming back to your question, so what is the difference between the CSC, IT, and these 4 specialized courses? So let me put me in a right track. See here. See, if you're coming to AML, basically the first 2 years, the syllabi, the course structure will remain similar to your computer science and IT. In coming to the 3rd and final year, they will introduce subjects, the professional core subjects in related to AI and ML, particularly in 3.1, 3.2, and in 4.1, 4.2, advanced courses related to AI and ML. So coming back, there is a small difference, a percentage of 15 to 20% variation from conventional course of CSC IT to CSC AML, CSC data science, CSC cybersecurity, and CSC IoT. But the fundamentals, that 70 to 80% will remain same for all these courses. That 20% variation comes on specialization of AIML, specialization on data science, specialization cybersecurity, and specialization IoT.
Yes. Thank you, Suresh sir. I think that might have answered your question, sir. Coming to the admission process, I would like to say that we basically have 70% of the admissions coming through MCET counseling, sir. And remaining 30%, whatever are there, are generally termed as management seats, in which 15% is offered through JEE mains rank. So JEE mains rank, irrespective of any caste reservation. So it will be an open rank, all India rank. So, and the remaining 15%, whatever is there, is offered through NRI or NRI sponsored quota, wherein the fee structure will be different from that of whatever is coming through your counseling or your category B gen. Okay. So category B and MCET counseling, both which are offered on merit, they do have an academic fee of 1,31,000. Whereas when you come to the NRI or NRI sponsored category, it will be $5,000 per year. And the criteria for NRI or NRI sponsored will be a combination of your intermediate marks and MCET rank.
Thank you. That really helps.
Yeah. So any other parents, if they would like to ask the questions, they can unmute themselves and please. Yeah, Sai Venkat, please go ahead. Sai Venkat, you can unmute yourself and please ask the question.
Madam, this is Varaprasad Sai Venkat's father.
Yes, sir.
So I am a resident of Kukatpalli.
Okay.
I heard VNR is a mark, it's a brand in city to take admission for my son. I know that very well because VNR is a one mark for engineering admission. But we are planning to take admission in VNR with the NRI sponsorship. So he secured around 92% in intermediate. Shall I expect a seat in your organization?
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. So basically, right now, I can't assure or confirm anything because it is basically dependent on the applicants. Okay, so how many applicants are there? And every process of ours is basically based on the merit. Either it is NRI or either it is category B. It is completely based on the merit only. So based on the merit, we offer the seats. So it depends entirely on the number of applications. So last year, we have seen a heavy competition for VNR College, wherein we have seen that very good ranks have come for admissions to VNR. So it depends, it varies dynamically based on the context. So probably this year also, I'd be able to comment on this only after I receive, after the applications are received and once we arrive at the merit list.
And this year you are going to increase the number of seats, number of branches in CSC, that is various specializations. So yes. so actually I heard is 96-97% is required to get admission in CSC branches.
Yes.
But here I have my ward got 91 point some around 92. So okay. I'm not sure whether I get it or not, but so yes, what is the process?
No, I got your point, sir. Application right now, we haven't opened the application as yet. So the application will open only after the MCET result as per the government guidelines only. And coming to the increase in the intake, sir, we have just got approval from AICTE And we have the no objection certificate, which needs to come from the affiliating university, which is JNTH. So we'll make it official only after we receive the permission from the affiliating university.
Okay, and I have one more question, madam.
Yes, sir.
See here, we are taking admissions, and after, I mean, NRI sponsorship and other categories, 85% of seats you are filling with other categories.
Yes,
But in terms of placements, so
Yes.
for NRI candidates, are you differentiating anything?
No,
or,
sir. Once they are into the admissions process, and once they are going into the department, there is no differentiation or anything of such related to any category. So there is no discussion on which category the student has come into.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Madam.
Yes, sir. Yes, Lakshmi Krishna Mohan, sir. Yes, sir. Unmute yourself.
This is Tushar Krishna, ma'am.
1 second, sir. Lakshmi Krishna Mohan, sir. Can you unmute yourself? Unmute and please ask the question. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good evening, madam.
Yes, sir.
I joined this meeting mid of the way. I think I missed some of your points. But anyhow, thanks for organizing this kind of meeting. As a parent, we'll come to know a lot of things through this interaction and meeting sessions.
Yes.
So basically, I had a doubt of the same thing which my other parent asked, like regarding category B admissions. So in continuation to that, I would like to know what is the cutoff for computer science engineering and IT engineering last year, madam? What was the cutoff for JEE rank?
Yeah, JEE rank, sir. It was all India rank was actually around 30,000 to 40,000, both for CSE and IT, sir.
30,000 to 40,000.
It's an open category rank without any reservation. It's not the category rank. So you need to be mindful of that.
Open category.
Yes.
And regarding that NRI quota, madam, what was the marks cutoff?
Yes, sir. For an above 90% is basically the basic requirement. So depending on the applicants, last year statistics 95 above, they could get the CSE and related branches. Both the IT, CSE related branches, all above 95. So here and there, plus or minus, you can take 2% here.
Okay. And a supplementary question to that, in NRI quota, won't you consider JEE rank there, or you will consider only this?
Sir, if you are coming through JEE rank, I suggest you come through category B, because there the fee structure is less, 1,31,000. Whereas if you are coming through NRI, it's $5,000. So why do you wish to come through that?
Yeah,
unless you are branch specific. Unless you are branch
we are branch specific, and moreover, we are looking at the competition. So if better student is there, and if we have
definitely,
a chance,
sir. Definitely you will have an edge, provided that probably at that point or in that context, we'll be able to comment on that. But yes, you will have an advantage if you are competing in the NRI category with the JEE rank.
With the JEE rank, there is an advantage, you mean to
Yes.
say? Okay. So mostly this process will happen when, madam? I mean, when
1
we
week,
expect this process?
sir. Generally, 1 week after the MCET result. Within 1 week after the MCET result, our application mostly will be opening, because the government generally issues a guideline to fill up the management quota seats after the MCET results only. So we wait for the process to begin. So it is a complete transparent process, and everything will be updated on our website itself.
Okay, that is fine, madam. But actually, there will be one more JEE exam will be left. No final ranking. They cannot. We will not be able to get the final ranks.
Counseling also will not start, I think, because the state and the center, they need to be in sync with the process. So probably you will have that window of time to take a call on what type of admission you are preferring there.
Mostly because like when will be the classes may commence, madam? After all this admission process, or
sir, mostly it may go because this entire process will take some time. So August we are completing, if the exam MCET scheduled exam happens on time. The results probably will be announced towards the end of August, and then we are expecting that counseling process will start. And since at least 2 rounds of counseling have to be completed before the classes start, so I guess it will go into October. Most
okay. So thanks for the information, madam. Thank you.
Yeah. Some other person has raised his hand. Please, sir, unmute yourself and please ask.
Hello, ma'am. This is Tushar Krishna, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
So actually, my kid have got like 98.5 percentile, ma'am. Can I expect the seat, ma'am, in CS branch?
98.5 percentile.
Sorry, 95.8. Sorry.
So you are saying IP percentage? I mean inter percentage?
No, I'm saying the mains percentile.
Mains percentage. Okay, sir. Sir, that is only NTA score right now. So we need to get the rank, sir. The rank will be announced only after the 4 attempts are completed. I think you
Yeah,
are
I think
already
that-
aware of that. Yeah.
The ranks will be given like after the advanced, once the advanced counseling will
Yes,
be done,
yes.
then the ranks will be available, right?
Yes. I mean, after the last attempt is over, immediately they'll. I think they have given the dates also where they'll announce the results. So once you get the rank, sir, we will. The mains rank is enough for us. We are not looking for the advanced and all. So the mains rank is critical for us. So we will be taking that into consideration. So most probably, you can expect a good rank because based on your percentile, I can sense that you will get a good rank.
I think he may get around like 45K something.
Okay. We'll see, sir. Because depends, no, sir, on the applicants and all those things. Because some, I think they have not even taken an attempt, and so we need to recover a lot of what you call dynamics there. It's not just on based on the statistics what was available for us last year. Yeah. So it may be a variation, might be there, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else would like to ask the question? Please, you can unmute yourself and ask the question. So I suggest that the parents can ask anything if you have related to the branch also, because since we have the faculty experts here. Yes, Mr. Krishnamohan sir, you can please ask your question, and Shivaram sir also, you can follow later. So first,
yeah, madam. Yeah, actually, my daughter, now we are staying at BHL. I would like to know regarding the transportation facility, madam. Yeah, you have the transportation facility.
Yes, sir. The transportation is available in all the main routes. We have exclusive buses for the first years, but from the second year, we do have the exclusive RTC trips in all the major routes.
Okay. Thank you.
Right, sir. Yes, Shivaram sir, please go ahead.
Yeah, so this is one question regarding the admission. So I don't know how the agents outside get the data bank of students who are completing this intermediate second year. So they are calling and they say that they can actually get an admission by management quota through some fees, donations, and all those things.
Okay.
So it does it. I mean, I don't know.
No, sir. So please, I completely understand your situation, and I suggest all the parents and students, please don't believe in this third-party consultants. We are completely a transparent process, as I was telling you. We put everything, admission updates on our website, and we follow a transparent process. So please follow our website and follow our process. If you have any doubts, you can please come personally to the admission section also. We'll clarify on that aspect.
Okay, because not just one, right? I don't know how they get the data bank activities.
No, sir, there is a lot of what do you call
people. Almost like every day get from different agents, and they say, yeah, we get you admission here and all those.
Yes,
things.
sir.
So
this has become a business kind of thing. But please don't trust them. There are many parents who have lost their money putting it in their hands. So I suggest you not to trust on this third-party consultants.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. I'm good, madam. Thank you.
Yeah. So anyone else, if they want to ask any question, Sureka, please go ahead. Krishna Mohan also, you want to ask?
Yeah, I'm Sri Sridhar, madam. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. We just wanted to know whether you have a separate OCI card holders quota, madam, within the NRI.
No, sir. I'll tell you. So actually, in NRI and NRI sponsored quota, so we consider only two things. One is a pure NRI. So pure NRI means the student should have studied this complete education till 12th standard abroad, any country other than India. Okay. So they are categorized under pure NRIs. Okay, and all the other categories, whether you are holding a work permit, whether you are holding a green card or a citizenship, all those again come under NRI sponsored only. Because we have been witnessing a lot of people coming from abroad and applying for the college. So they will have to compete in the merit section only, along with all the others, whoever are there here.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Right.
Actually, hello.
Yes, sir.
Madam, regarding NRI, actually, how it see my daughter and all, they studied here only. Both myself and my daughter belongs to India only, but somebody told me that you can any of your relatives staying in US or abroad can sponsor and with their name they can study. Is that possible, madam?
Yes, sir. That's what I told. NRI sponsored category in the sense we generally give out a form along with the application where we ask that it's called as a sponsorship form.
Okay.
So which the person, whoever is sponsoring the candidate, just have to give their credentials, and we'll take that as a proof to admit you through the NRI sponsored category.
any signatures required from them, or how it is made?
That's what, sir. We will give out a form along with the application, which you have to get it signed, and we just need the scanned copy of that, and along with the credentials that they are residing abroad with the appropriate either work permit or visa or green card or citizenship, whatever is applicable there.
Okay, so if they have the work permit, they can sponsor, and we can have the seat with their reference.
Yes, yes.
That is fine. Thank you, madam.
Yes. Yeah. Anyone else would like to put forth their questions?
Sorry, same in context of the same question, right? So, like anybody can sponsor, or like is it somebody from the same family should sponsor, father, mother, brother, something like that?
Need not be a blood relative, sir. It can be anyone.
Okay, it can be anyone. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
A little more on the same topic, $5,000 fees on the NRI quota. Is that is the maximum fees for every year student need to pay, or is there any other additional fees will be there? So for example, there is a 5,000 for each year and 4 years maximum.
There is yes, $5,000 is the fee. Apart from that, there is a miscellaneous fee which is 12,700, which all the categories, both coming through counseling, category B or NRA, anyone has to pay for all these library fee, placement fee, and the facilities for whatever we are providing you over there, along with the accreditation fee. So this is actually approved by the government also, that we can collect this amount based on the facilities we are offering for the students.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir, Shivaram, sir.
Sorry, madam. Sorry for asking.
It's okay. It's okay. Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Please go
So,
ahead.
like maybe let's say, for example, for any reason, if the student is not able to get admission to the CSC IT related courses, he joins other course, and then is there a possibility of maybe shifting to CSC or IT courses, maybe during the first year or at the end of the first year?
No, sir. No, we don't have such kind of thing. So we don't have any kind of shifting or brand sliding happening at the end of first year.
Okay, or during the first year at least?
No, sir. Once the admission process is freezed, I mean, unless you are in the process of the phases of counseling, like in category B also, we have 2 phases to 3 phases running, and as well as in MSET also, we do have 2 to 3 rounds of counseling. So unless you are coming through that, we don't generally change the admission once it is freezed.
Okay, thank
you. Abhinaya, Tarini Abhinaya, please go ahead.
Yeah, ma'am, my name is Venkat. I'm Tarini Abhinaya's dad.
Okay.
Ma'am, we are basically from Bangalore. I mean, my daughter is kind of, she studied her 6th class till 12th class in Bangalore itself.
Okay.
She has also given the, the IIT exam. So based on IIT, would you be allotting seats as well?
Definitely, sir. That's what I told you. We do consider the JEE mains rank for our category B admissions. So which will be an all India open rank.
Okay.
So you can apply through that. Okay. Since you are Bangalore, you come under the non-local category. If you are coming through MSET also, your percentage of quota also will be very less, actually.
Very less, yeah, I understand.
Yes. So that's why I think it's better if you have a JEE rank, you come through category B, or you can try through the NRI or NRI sponsored category.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, Anudeep, please go ahead.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, Anudeep, please.
Ma'am, is there any merit scholarship for the merit students at the end of the year?
There is no merit scholarship as such, but I think if you are eligible for scholarship through the government fee reimbursement, you can get it through that, or you can have other scholarship schemes which the center also provides for meritorious students, so you can apply through that.
Okay. Not related to the institute.
No. From the institute, we just provide you any kind of financial aid if required, but we don't give scholarships unless otherwise it's required.
Okay.
Yeah, some other person has raised a hand. Please go ahead. Yeah, you can please ask your question.
Hello.
Yeah, please tell me.
I'm Alisha, and I'm asking this question on behalf of my brother Abhishek.
Okay.
He has a score of 968 or 96.8% in Inter. So, is there a possibility of getting seat through NRI sponsored quota? We are giving preference for the CSC branch.
Okay. Anisha, first of all, don't say that you are giving preference to one branch. Please remove that particular thing from your mind. See, look at the college, not just the branch. Okay. So when you join a college, a good college, no, it gives you overall development of the student, and the placements also you have right now. You have heard probably from information technology also. Okay. So what I suggest all the parents and students is that students anyway, they don't know at the 12th grade, they are not in a capacity to choose their branch. It's only the parents and the peer pressure to which they yield to, I guess. So what I suggest is look for the college, look for a good college, because in VNR, all the branches are very good in there with respect to all the facilities or the faculty, whoever are there. You can go through our website also, vnrvjit.ac.in, and you can check the details before taking a decision also. Yes, Anisha, coming to your point, yes, 96.5 is a good percentage in intermediate, and you have ample amount of chances in getting into your branch, whatever you are asking for. So when the application opens, please do apply. So all those who have registered through our inquiry register on the website, it is available on our admissions page. So if you have registered through that inquiry register, your mail IDs and mobile numbers are available to us, and it helps us to keep you all in the loop of the admission process. So whenever our application opens, we'll try to send you an SMS alert on that basis. Okay. And these sessions, whatever are happening, they'll be there across all the branches. So you will be given that privilege of attending these sessions also. Okay. So if you have not done that, please register in that form. I have provided it in the chat box also. Okay. Yeah, Abhishek Chunduri, please go ahead. Yeah. I hope I have answered you, Abhinaya.
No, it was, I think, Abhishek who was raising the hand, ma'am. But I have one more doubt. As in, like I was saying, my daughter is from Bangalore, right? Okay. And we come under the non-local category. Would you be able to tell me what would be the NRI quota fees, ma'am? And if you're not able to tell now, right now, would you be able to provide me a phone number so that I can call you and find out?
No, sir. We'll tell you. It's nothing a big deal. So NRI fees is $5,000 per year, sir.
Okay.
Okay. And this is, again, as I told you, right now the process has not yet started. The applications have not yet started. So we'll be doing that only after the MCET results. Once we get a government notification, we will start our admission process. So till then, you just be looking into our website, because every update, whatever is related to admissions, will be updating on our website.
And are there any other fees apart from this, ma'am, apart from the $5,000 that you're saying?
That's what I told. We have a miscellaneous amount of 12,700, which you have to pay at the start point or at the admission point.
12,700 would be rupees, or is it dollars?
Rupees.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, madam. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I am Krishnamohan again.
Yes, sir.
Madam, actually, I want to ask you actually regarding somebody has asked for 96% intermediate marks. They said no. Will you consider only the core subjects or including languages?
No, sir. Including languages. Okay. Only when you have two students competing with the same percentage or same marks, then we go to the group marks. Then we look into group marks and then take a decision.
Because this time, because of pandemic and all, students who got less marks in languages, they lost actually.
The pandemic was there last year also.
Yeah.
So last year also we had a lot of tough decisions to be made. So we made.
Correct. That happened actually. Yeah. So you will consider all the subjects, and then
actually it's not group related. It's complete marks only. Okay. As I told you, unless we have some kind of a competition there, then we'll see based on the group marks.
Right. And one more question, madam, regarding this convener quota admissions and other one is category admissions. So after completion of total convener quota admissions only, you will start category B admissions, or parallelly both will happen, madam? How it is?
Parallelly both will happen, and it's a testing time for the parents also. This 1 month, be ready with your minds sharp.
Okay.
Because you will have to take a lot of decisions where completely a lot of processes will be going in parallel. You will have JE going in parallel, you will have MCET going in parallel, and you'll also have the NRIs also going in parallel.
Yeah, that's what, because we will be in a dilemma, because
yes, sir. Not only you, we also will be in a dilemma, because we don't know once we give the admission whether the student is retained or whether he keeps jumping here and there. So we also generally set some threshold dates actually, beyond which we don't give cancellation. So you have to follow those whatever what do you call it, the cutoff dates which we give very stringently.
Okay, so as a case, actually, if I take admission in categories B seats, in the second phase or third phase or last phase, if I get a convener quota, how your process will be, madam?
So since you are retaining with our college, probably we'll give you the cancellation and we'll allow you to go through the counseling. If you prefer that to be your mode of admission.
Okay. If it is same college, if it is a different college, then?
Then you have to strictly follow our cutoff dates.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
How far is, I mean, like CSE branch and IT branch are related, right? I mean, the subjects involved in. How far the opportunities available in IT branch, ma'am?
Sir, both are equally given opportunity for placements for all the companies, whoever are visitors for placements, both CSE and IT. Both the students are eligible for all the companies. If you want, I would just ask Suresh Reddy sir to clarify on this.
Yeah. See, so let us remove that perception, particularly that that CSE or CSE allied branches is different from IT. Okay. So first, be clear that, see, let me tell you, it's a nomenclature difference. It's only 5% of the total subjects are different to CSE and IT. 95% it is same. So because in 1997, because of as there is a quota for CSE not to increase any more seats, they have nomenclature, they have changed and name it as IT. Okay. So let me give a very clear difference. See, only 5%, maybe 3-4 subjects change. Otherwise, it's almost same. And similarly, the companies who visits to CSE, same company will visit for IT. So in parallel, the placements will go for all companies, whatever the CSE allied branches will get, even IT will get the same. So there is no change, not only for IT, even for other branches, let me tell you. So it's not a branch specific. You can choose for college. It's good in all branches. If you're particularly of CSE, IT or allied branches, you can choose. But any branch in this college is good. This is the bottom line what I can tell.
Yeah.
And the cutoffs for the CSE are a bit high, right? I mean, like compared to the IT.
That's true. That's true that you can go through the website and for more information, you can visit different websites of the department where information is very clearly given. The differences, what are the questionnaires, the frequently asked questions, everything is there in every department. So we have put the videos, alumni videos, the department videos. You can browse to our website www.vnrvjit.ac.in and you can go to departments and you can just go to the departments and see what are the frequently asked questions, what are the videos having, or the alumni previous video recordings, everything is available, including this today's conversation also will be placed in the activities of IT department.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Thank you.
And 1 minute. So last question. See, actually, the Suresh Reddy sir have said that, I mean, there will be 95% the IT and CSE branch are related.
Yeah.
And see, suppose the CSE branch cutoff would be like 97 percentile. I mean, whatever he said, the 32K rank will be last year's cutoff rank. So can I expect, I mean, around 50K rank in this year?
Around 4,000, around like that. You can just see the statistics of previous years.
Sir, a lot of data related to, if you are coming through counseling, the first and last ranks related to last 4 years have been displayed in our admission section page. You can go through there and do your analysis, whatever you see. And last year, I would like to mention here, last year, the competition has increased because of this pandemic. A lot of students who are got good JE ranks also, they didn't prefer to go to NITs or IITs. They prefer to come to the local top colleges. So that can play a major factor there. So that has to be kept in mind. So this year also, we see that the pandemic has continued. So in this perspective, so the competition may be more stiffer than last year also, based on that. Yes, Sanjana Singh, ma'am, please go ahead. Pramita also.
Yeah, before going to that, let me give one more of this thing. See, the allied branches, the CSE and IT, see, almost, see, there it will be like an elective course. Here it will be a professional course, like on. So only that, as per the norm that AICTE or JNTU possess on us that 80% should be the core professional courses for CSE, IT, and allied branches. Only 20% difference. That 20% difference also we will have in IT in the elective part. So I think it's almost same. See, there it will be for core branches and allied branches, 20% difference will be in their professional electives. We'll keep those professional electives in open electives. So one who is joining in IT can also study the same similar pattern what they are studying in CSE or CSE allied branches like AIML, data science, IoT or cybersecurity, whatever you say. See, it is same. So almost subjects will be similar, almost 95 to 96% will be similar. Only 3-4% in-depth analysis for data science, in-depth of AIML, 2-3 subjects will be added to that syllabi portion. That's it. So I think the parents should be able to understand
Thank
this.
you. Yeah, thank you, sir. Sanjana Singh, please go ahead. Sanjana Singh has raised the hand. Please go ahead.
Good evening, ma'am. I'm a student.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I wanted to know, is there any specialization in mechanical engineering or like CSE has AI, ML, and Internet of Things? There's
Okay.
mechanical.
No, Sanjana, we don't have any specialization, but they do have a chance to prefer for the elective subjects. See, there are a lot of open elective subjects which are cross-domain. So you can also opt for AML or you can opt for the branches, whatever are the core present fuzzing technologies, even if you are in the mechanical branch also. So right now, students from mechanical engineering, they are studying AML as an open elective. So like that, you do have a chance through your open electives, which are basically mostly cross-domain, to opt for, and you can take up based on your interest.
Yeah, one more important point, we may take up minor and major degrees also. So in the coming years, definitely they can opt all these technologies, what we are speaking, definitely will be given as electives.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, Madam Pramod, you would like to talk?
Pramita? Yes, Pramita?
Good evening, ma'am. So, to get into BNR through NRI quota, what would be the range of CBSE class 12 percentile?
We don't differentiate between the CBSE and state syllabus as such, but we definitely take into consideration 1 or 2% variation changes will be considered if you are coming through NRI.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
And Sudha ma'am, Pramod wants to talk.
Yes, yes.
Pramod?
Am I audible? Is this good?
Yes, sir. Yes, Pramod, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. I just wanted to add a point. This is more to the parents and the students that are there in the forum right now. So
yes,
what I suggest is you're looking too closely at the marks, the percentiles, the cutoffs, and all of that. These parameters vary year on year. What I suggest instead is to focus on what the college has to offer for you, and what does the department has to offer. So when you come to the CSE versus IT debate, a lot of people will say it is essentially the same, but from an industry perspective, what I have noticed is the IT stream gives you a chance to have that niche. So pure CSE or pure computers languages, if you are learning, or the topics that you are learning or certifications that you have, you are essentially vanilla. If you need, and that vanilla, when you take it into the project. So right now I'm working in a life sciences project. I've earlier worked in automotive projects. I've also worked in banking as well as aeronautics and stuff. So it does not matter what languages you know. What definitely matters is how can you apply. And IT department definitely has that variant in terms of electives, which helps you with that. So that's where in the final year, I was able to move from a pure IT. My minor project was creating a website portal for our university, linking with the placement cell and the library. So that's a pure computers topic. Whereas in my final year, my major project was purely robotics. I constructed a robot which moved from one location to another, captured video, and was able to be monitored by a phone. So it gave me a big niche. So when I move into an automotives project or not aeronautical project, it gives me a prior experience on which I can depend. So that's what I suggest the parents to look at. When you go to the counseling, you will be bombarded with all the statistics, this much percentile, that cutoff, and all of that. So what I suggest is don't get stuck over there. That will cause a lot of confusion and a lot of tension, because I know I went through it. And what I suggest is focus on what is the offering from the college perspective, what is the curriculum, what is the additional certifications. These, I say, are very valuable, because every college will give you the basic degree, every college will give you the core vanilla skills all the students have. What distinguishes, what differentiates is what you need to focus on. That's my advice. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for adding that, Pramod sir. So as sir was telling, so I think the parents are also there. So he was telling that, yeah, basically VNR college, any department also, they give you the basic foundations so that you will be able to apply them in any job, whatever job you go there. So they make you ready in such a way that you have the basics. Along with that, you also tend to get their application point of view also. Thank you, Pramod. Yeah, someone else. If anyone else want to ask, please put forth your questions.
Ma'am, this is Abhinaya's dad again. Just want to clarify one more thing. Like, my daughter has studied 1st to 5th class in Telangana, which is Hyderabad. Will she be considered as local based on that, or?
Consecutive 5 years, consecutive 7 years. So this is the rule they actually see.
Consecutive 5 years she has studied, ma'am.
Consecutive 5 years, but 1st to 5th grade. So we need to check on that actually, because latest study, if you are there, it will be better, I guess. But let me check back on that. You can drop in a mail to admissions2021 at vnrvjit.in. I'll try to reply to you in specifics.
Sure, ma'am. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
You will find the mail ID on our website. Please mail there.
Admissions2021 at
vnrvjit.in.
Okay, thanks, ma'am.
If you want, you can go to website and you'll find it on our admissions page.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that. Yeah, thanks.
Yes.
So generally, category B admission students are not eligible for fees reimbursement. That is what I had from the journal. Is that correct?
Yes, correct, sir. So you don't get fee reimbursement if you are coming through category B.
Okay. Even though it is according to the reservation or income is low.
Yes, yes. Yeah, when you take category B, there is no reservation. It's only completely based on the merit, that too JEE mains rank.
Okay. If time permits, I just have one question, maybe useful for many. So do you recommend, maybe a question for the industry, from the speakers from the industry, do you recommend that students who are planning to join, do you suggest to learn some basics of the computers or some languages or some relevant things before taking the admission course, or how that really useful or helpful? That is the thing I just want to know.
Yeah, Arvind or Srikanth or Subramaniam can answer. Anybody can answer.
Yeah, can I answer that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So simply put, I would say that let the child have that little bit of newness when they come to college. I really don't think any much of prerequisites are required. Rather, that might even taint them, or they come with that little bit of a baggage of or maybe they might be intimidated also. To be honest with you, the course curriculums are set in a very well-paced manner, and keeping in mind students of different calibers and different backgrounds. And I can say this for sure, that let the child explore what they want to learn in campus, and I really don't think anything is required to have it before.
Yeah, well said, Srikanth.
Thanks, Srikanth. Good to know that, because I have a worry. My child did not know anything as of.
Do not worry. Trust us. Join here. She will be shaped properly.
Thank you.
Yeah. So anyone else who would like to ask the questions? So I can see still parents are logged in. So if you have any question, please feel this forum as a good opportunity to put your doubts, because we do have industry persons and all the faculty available here related to IT. So or anything related to any branch also, we would like to give you a clarity on that aspect. So feel free to put forward your questions, or you can type in the chat.
I mean, like, you are conducting the IT department webinar, right?
Yes, sir.
When can I expect the CSE webinar so that more
information?
The CSE webinar was over last week. You can find the recording of that in our YouTube channel. VNR VJIT YouTube channel is there. So the recorded version of that is available over there. You can go through it.
Thank you. Yeah.
So all the branches, across all the branches, we have been conducting these webinars and panel discussions to give you an awareness to the parents related to the branch specializations and the core strengths of the branch. So these recordings also will be available on our YouTube VNR VJIT channel. So I suggest you register with us with the inquiry registry form, which is available on our admissions page, so that you stay in the loop of all our activities. Because in the month of August also we'll be conducting few more activities. So I suggest you please register through this inquiry register so that you stay in the loop and you'll be updated about all the things about admission process.
And sorry, ma'am, last question.
Yes, sir.
Actually, I stay in Chandanagar, ma'am. Do you have the idea? I mean,
Yes, sir. Yes,
I can
sir.
stay in
I know.
Chandanagar. And
I know, Chandra.
can I expect the transport facility? How will be the transport facility?
Yes, sir. First year we do have exclusive buses for the first years actually. So which run in all the major routes, and Chandanagar is also on the main route for to BHL, I guess. So I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
you will have a stop over there.
And right from second year?
From second year, sir, we have RTC special route buses, which will be plying only during the college timings, which will be exclusive trips for the students alone. Okay.
And
Or
that
they can avail-
connects to the college, ma'am?
Yeah, it comes directly to the college only, and
Okay,
they will be they can take these passes also. RTC bus passes will
Yeah,
be
yeah,
issued.
yeah,
Yeah. They can take that, but it's a special trip only, which will ply in the college timings, morning and evening, not throughout the day.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else would like to ask the question? Yeah.
Yes, is this Shivram, madam?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, madam, I heard from Suresh sir that the most of 95% of this syllabus or subjects are same for CSA and IT, and then which is good. Thank you, sir, for clarifying this, Suresh sir. So, so the college has actually the professors are also the same. Maybe the same professors will be teaching IT and CSE, or they have a different faculty team.
Actually, it is entirely different, and that department is different. This department is different.
Okay.
So the department has their own faculty, expertise faculty in each domain.
Okay. Sure. Got it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you can look into the chat box. I think Jalandhar sir has put up the YouTube link for those who have asked for CSE. So it's available over there. And I thank the IT department staff who have been clarifying the chat box messages also. So anyone else, parents, if you want to please ask the questions, please put it forth here.
Yeah, I request that we will be more specific about the information technology. Industry experts are available. Can utilize their services and ask few questions. It's all about admissions only. Admissions.
Yeah. No, this is the time of admission, so definitely many questions will be around that. And maybe it's a general question on the industry, right?
It's not.
Yeah.
No, sir meant to say that it's not wrong in asking, but you should take the advantage of industry persons and faculty expertise who are available, right?
Definitely. So, student actually who want to pursue higher studies after the 4 years graduation of BTech, right? So, at that point of time, will this make any? How does IT in BTech actually helps? What are the fields actually he or she students can choose at that point of time? Let's say somebody wants to do MTech or MS abroad. Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah. So I request either Pramod or Srikanth or Arvind to answer this. It's because Arvind is going recently to MS. Arvind, are you available? So I think he's not available. Okay. Yeah, Srikanth or Pramod, someone.
Sure. Thanks. So after completing my BTech, I done my MBA. So definitely it helps, having a technical graduation in the BTech and then moving to a non-technical field or a technical field for an MTech or an MSc based on the interest of the student. It does not matter whether you're from IT or CSE. Nobody will distinguish from that perspective. What definitely matters is the depth of understanding of the subject that you gather. So as I mentioned, so if you're from IT, you ideally have more avenues which you can explore. You don't need to stick to the vanilla. So that way, when you're actually going in for your master's, it gives you an additional edge to choose additional subjects or maybe 2-3 different allied topics or applications per se. So that definitely helps you. Also, if you're looking for management field, a BTech plus MBA is a deadly combination. That's what a lot of us have been proposed. Because if you look at from the industry perspective, you have two ladders of progression. One, you are pure technology associate. You will become an software engineer. Then you would become a tech lead. Then you would probably ascend into an architect or something of that sort. And you keep progressing from a technology perspective. Alternatively, you have the management area where you become the project manager, then the program manager, then service delivery manager, and so on and so forth. And then you become the business head. So that way, the combination of a BTech and a management ensures that you are technically competent. So you can go back and do a technical project. So when you're a project manager, you need to know what's happening in your project. So that is when you'll be able to manage the timelines and the deliverables. So that combination definitely helps.
Yeah, to add on to Pramod, Shivaram Garu, the credits will be matched first. So wherever you go for any university, they will check the credits. So what are the credits? The core credits are there or not. If the credits are matching, then admission is not at all a problem. So thousands of our students are going from 1997 onwards. There is no problem at all.
Sir, can I add something, sir?
Yes, you can go ahead.
This is from my personal perspective of from not just from my batch. Ever since I had graduated and I had gone to do my MBA, and I have been associated with the college right from my entrepreneurial days. One thing I can definitely say is that I don't know if this is true about other colleges, CSE or IT, but definitely in VNR, the IT branch develops very good communication skills, and I have seen this across branches, not just from my year, even for the current years that I interact with. The IT department at VNR is very proficient in getting really good soft skills in the students, and that is something that really helped me when I went to study further and also in my career. The other thing, just like how Pramod was saying, is that the BTech plus management is a very deadly combination right now, and very needed in the field as well. And once you are seeking higher education, might it be MS or might it be MBA or anything, I don't think your core specialization matters much unless you wish to really deep dive into your particular domain.
Yeah, thank you, Srikant. Thank you, Suresh sir. So anyone else? Yes, sir. Someone has raised the hand. Please ask.
Just now, Srikant sir has said that like the students who are studying in the VNR, not only VNR, VJIT. See, there is a bit like, I mean, the students who go for like Tamil Nadu universities, I mean Bangalore universities, will have more communication skills. Is that true, or that truly depends upon student skills?
I have interacted with students across the country and across the globe, and I do not think there is any particular distinction like that. I think it's a very student-to-student basis. But to be honest with you, one thing I can say that I don't know about AP versus Telangana versus Tamil Nadu or whatever, but South versus North, I think the South people definitely have better communication and command over English. That is for sure.
Thank you.
I hope that answers you, sir.
Yeah. See, particularly MS, the credit matching, they basically go for MS in data science, MS for artificial intelligence, or MS in IoT, or MS. See, basically, they see the basic professional course credits, because CSE or IT, they have the same kind of professional course electives or professional core subjects. Doesn't make any difference. That's the answer.
Yeah. So thank you, one and all. I think we have gone beyond the time also to answer the queries of parents and students. So if anyone else would like to ask, you are definitely welcome. So if not, I would like to end this session. First, thanking Mr. Suresh Reddy sir, head of the department IT, for helping us in these sessions, especially for roping in the industry experts and the alumni to this panel discussion. Thank you, sir, and thank you for all the staff and the faculty of IT department who have been very helpful, especially the department spokes, Sushmita and Nikita, who have been very helpful for getting this done, and all the faculty, those who have been attending to the queries in the chat box, and to the parents also. Thank you to Subramaniam sir, Srikant sir, and Pramod sir, and Aravind also. Thank you for being patiently there for this entire long session of panel discussion of IT. And I do hope that we are able to put across the point related to our information technology branch in VNR Vignan Jyoti Institute of Engineering and Technology. And I do hope that the parents will be pretty much guided by these insights, whatever have been provided by the experts and the faculty also, and it will help them in making a better choice. Thank you for the parents and students who have joined us today also. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you. It was really excellent session. Thanks a lot to everyone. Yeah.
Thank you for
thank you all parents and students, and my dear students, industry experts. I can say my students. So all industry experts like Subramaniam, Srikant, Pramod,
We're always your students, sir.
Yeah. And also Supraja, Hritik, and Nikhil Raja Reddy given, and special thank to Kantasuda madam and my spokes Sushmita, Ishita, and all senior colleagues and my the colleagues of the department who are patiently listening to all these things. And thank to parents particularly and student community who have joined. Hope that you have clarified all your doubts. And if anything more, you can just as madam said, you can give your questions to that. We do have specific email IDs for each individual branch also. If you have specific to the branch, you can put forth your queries to that mail also. So I think we do have IT admissions at vnrvjit.in is the mail ID. So you can, if you have any specific doubts related to the branch, you can put it there so that the faculty experts will attend to them. And we also have this virtual connect program through admission section, wherein you can directly interact with the senior most faculty of the branch. You can schedule a meet and you can talk to them personally also. So that also can be done. So these two initiatives we have started, and I think the parents will take full advantage of it in making a better choice. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck, everyone.
Thank you.
Sushmita, you can stop recording.